Okay. Yeah. This is Bob, Simplex-IT Crouchio Geek, my monthly review and rant for July. And yes, I know this is late. Now, my official excuse is that August began by stuffing me. I was stuffed into airplanes, sent across the country to San Diego, and then on my return trip turned into about a 30-hour endurance event involving San Diego, Las Vegas, Phoenix, Cleveland, and an immortal firebird named Toby, pictures included. So technically, this video isn't late. It was delayed by mythological aviation issues. Anyway, let's talk about July. July had a little bit of everything. We had our Simplex IT quarterly meeting to review Q2 and plan for Q3. We continued various peer groups, community conversations, attended the Akron AI breakfast, participated in the Akron Canton Advocacy Alliance, and somehow combined cybersecurity with soccer at the Sophos World Cup cybersecurity event. Now, because apparently nothing says protect your business like, watching people kick a ball while discussing threat actors. And to be clear, I still play soccer at my age. So go figure. Anyway, we held our annual arcade party, had about 60 or so people there. First time we actually ran out of quarters, but we were able to get more quarters as it went. But this gave the team, clients, friends, associated innocent bystanders a chance to get together and have some fun. We even had discussion about crowning somebody the Spy Hunter King. Didn't see the Spy Hunter game there, though. Probably better at that. But it's this sort of thoughtful, strategic business activity. They teach you at MBA school. I'm assuming that. I honestly don't know. So on the business side, we're continuing to work with existing clients, meeting with potential clients, developing our AI co-managed services. One was actually a referral turned into a new client literally with about a 2-day turnaround rather than the usual 3 to 9 month sales process. And more importantly, the team handled much of that process without ever having to run through me. So this makes the last 2 sales where I've had little or no involvement in that process. So cool for Brandon, and it's good for company, and it's great for the team. And it's kind of confusing for my personal ego. So not going to lie. We also went through the usual collection of the less glamorous stuff. We had an Ohio unemployment audit. Yay! Because nothing says fun in the summer like an audit. And we were just chosen by random on that, and it went through fine. Worked through FEMA-related cybersecurity grant, rescope for one of our clients, dealt with vendor pricing, wireless issues, and prepared for ChannelCon, which is put on by GTIA. So it was a healthy mixture of community involvement, strategic planning, client work, business work, development, because someone hates trees, so we're going to kill as much paper as possible. Then we had August. So as I mentioned, I went to San Diego for ChannelCon, which is powered by GTIA, and there was a member working station where we'll just say I made a lot of friends. Yeah. A lot of conversation with vendors, other IT providers, several discussions around AI, cybersecurity, co-managed IT, data management, all that sort of stuff, where the industry is going in general. I actually heard a really good talk with Ron Howard, who was our keynote, who was interviewed by someone who actually asked really, really good questions about things that matter to people in the audience. So really, really good. Terrific job on that. Then there was also a dinner at the San Diego Zoo, which is a perfectly normal place to discuss whether you want to grow, sell, reinvent your business while being judged by nearby animals. Now, here's the coolest thing, and I haven't really told a lot of people this. After dinner, when people left, it was dark and the zoo was closed, and I ended up getting lost in the San Diego Zoo at dark for about an hour. Truly, I recommend that to anybody. It was one of the coolest things. I've never been so purposefully lost in my life. But anyway, channel kind of reinforced stuff we've been saying for a while. AI is it's not just another tool to toss in the technology pile. Businesses, we need policies, we need education, executive involvement, roadmaps, some idea of what problem you're actually trying to solve. Otherwise we're just adding it to the natural confusion. Now, they also had an 80s party, speaking of natural confusion, featuring Sugar Ray, Rick Springfield, Billy Idol, Run DMC, which gave it a nice feel. None of those guys I really followed when I was younger, but I did actually show my 80s roots in terms of hairstyles with a last minute decision. Here's the picture. And it was funny because I tell everybody in the 80s, I wore jeans and t-shirts just like I do today, but I also wore my hair a little differently. So anywho, then finally got home after a span of about 40 hours with no sleep. So this past weekend, Yeah, no, I was a little on the groggy side. We got a lot of stuff coming up in August. We'll be prepping our IT budgeting webinar, which is actually going to be in September. We're also going to have a lot of really new news and interesting news about our AI offering. And we're also taking a look at a Copilot business trial program that could give companies a structured way to try Copilot before committing to it. So that's what we got. Community, AI, cybersecurity, client work, travel, server drama, and an immortal firebird. Pretty much it's business as usual. And obviously, I need more sleep and I need to see what Toby's up to. Catch you later.